You're welcome.
Thank you.
So we woke up to very disturbing news today about the passing of Dada Kedi. You haven't been in the space for more than 4 decades. I'm sure you might have chanced upon him once upon a time and had something to do with him or something.
Yeah,
I'm told that he's supposed to perform on the 25th of this month as well in the UK somewhere, but unfortunately, he's gone.
Yeah, I saw his beginnings in terms of his music journey. He started in Kumasi, by producing some music some 33 years ago. But someone met him and then decided to, incorporate his ideas in terms of the modern day music production into his fold. So, in 1995, whilst I was at CHM Studios, Combined House of Music, between 95 and 96, that was the very time too that Reggie had also come to Ghana and booked the studio for his works.
Okay.
I quite remember at that time to Vibe FM. We were ready to set up at that place. That was at Mateko. The place belonged to Danny Blue, the father of Combined House of Music. That was a young. So it was there that I met Daddy Kedi as a young artist who was producing his music. At the same time, I had also booked the studio to produce other artists.
Okay.
So I've known him personally for almost 30 years now.
Wow.
And quite unfortunate is that it is only last week that he celebrated the mother's demise almost 3 years ago, and then yesterday.
Wow.
I have a work that I'm doing with him in the studio. He's done the first verse, done the chorus. Then he told me that you're going to America. Then you come back to continue. Yeah.
Oh, Charlie.
And then the negative happened yesterday night. I think I had come from somewhere when I went on the social media and saw Nohima, who you just speak, that Tali, a legend has died. Tali, BM Shimi, I lost a bit. So I had to call him. I'm afraid that the kid is gone. Wow. Just last 2 weeks, he sent me 800 cedis.
Oh.
Yeah, that I'm afraid, my man of fuel, having given me just take and buy fuel.
Oh,
my last encounter with him physically was in October when we went to Gabo, Mike Okwe constituency, wanted to help him in his parliamentary bid.
Okay.
So we took pictures. So anybody who follows me on Facebook, you see that I've posted it there. That was the last time that we came physically together and then took that picture. All along, he was complaining of pressure, say, Uncle Fred, I have pressure. And I'm saying, you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you don't take the tablets, people have that kind of idea that if a pressure drew near there, you're going to lose your manhood and a whole lot of things. And it's a silent killer. So I don't know whether it was that killed him or but we have to get to know the postmortem before we can even say. But
fortunately, all the stories hasn't stated anything that.
Yes. But he confided in me in terms of that one. He was having that kind of problem. I don't know whether it was that took him away. But based upon what we've been hearing, that he went off and then he couldn't come again. In fact, it took grace that I wanted to come on radio today to come and share what I know. Other than that, I would have stayed in the house and then just offered my condolence to him and then taking the day as a respect to celebrate him. And we should celebrate people whilst they are alive. Sure. This morning, as I was coming, almost all the stations are playing his music. Yes. A lot of people were playing his music. And this one,
show actually playing his music.
This one, I will give credit to somebody like Mickey Darling of Peace FM. He used to play his music a lot, and the other ones. He got frustrated along the line between when we opted to help in terms of our political structure in the NPP. Some expectations that we needed to have, they never happened, and he's put himself. Because most of the musicians, apart from him and Resomai and a few people who projected themselves into the party politics in terms of as front runners, he said that he put his music career on the altar of politics, and what he wanted to derive from, he never got. And say maybe I can confide in you if the people who sabotage him behind the scenes and a whole lot of things. It's rather unfortunate. 55 years, dedicated. He served the country in terms of.
I feel though his song was out there, like the same conversation we were having earlier. his song was out there, people didn't even know who he is.
Yeah.
So I had mentioned once upon a time during the Kowu period, there was a business in Kowu that wanted a particular high life artist to showcase one of their nights. And the conversation mentioned his name. I said, no.
Okay.
But I played a song of his, I think either Honey Honey or the Fati Fatan Kruma. And I said, oh, and you You see that thing? So I feel like he suffered that brand identity crisis thing.
Yes.
During his period of being active in the space.
No, it's a name. It's a name.
Yeah, because that Iluma, that KD, and most, they also have similar in terms of voice structure. So they had that kind of voice structure in terms of their composition.
Yeah,
they have similar chord progressions and a whole lot of things. So people thought that he was eating into
their space.
Their space in the math.
I see. So sabotage in my back.
Yes, a whole lot
it's
of
a name. It's
a whole lot of.
Okay.
The Dada KD is Dada Kwekudia.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of people called him Kwesi. He is never Kwesi.
It's Kweku.
Yeah,
yes. We don't pay attention to people to understand them, but I tell you, if you really want to know Dada KD, you need to have a convo with Bandex. What has happened is a Bandex who is going to feel him more because making or Dada KD becoming Dada KD is Bandex. You get me? It's
the man that held on C and what's the name? The squad, Ampondems. Yeah.
So if Dada KD is the Bandex is who you need to have if you really want to know Dada KD is Bandex. Any other person who came along tagged on. But I'll say Bandex has done superb with a lot of artists. And Dada KD is a real gem. I mean,
oh my God, man.
Oh no, can I say we are over kind of peace of mind actually. And moves on. So may his soul rest in peace.
All right. So Uncle, you're not here earlier. We had a conversation about the TGMA. So I want to have your highlights and then the lowlights. Your highs and lows.
I saw you there.
Yeah.
I was bounced on the red carpet.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't like how I was treated by one of the guys.
And the reason is?
And then, yes, you see, when I entered there, sometimes I have been a board member before.
Yeah.
So what would entail for me to even get VIP? They gave me VIP as an academy member, no problem. But when I entered there, Governor Kumoji, who is the administrative manager, he knows me, my contributions to Charterhouse. So he said, Fred, go to the red carpet. That's why I have VIP. I said, oh no, there's a certain guy there asking me, let you go. I reached there and then there was this guy at the entrance. I don't know. Said, and he said, no, you never allow me unless I have a ticket. Oh, there was even one camera guy, Asabel, who has been with Charterhouse for all of the. So, Uncle Fred is our man. No. I felt very ashamed. I hope Freddie, my pa, not even. I was wearing my Eddie's clothing,
Yeah, I saw you some wine.
That's why I showcase it on the red carpet. At least my input even says something about this thing. Exactly. It carries weight.
Yeah.
We have a clout. We have been with the system for quite a long time. So if you allow me to go and express myself, the guy didn't allow me. And then Charlie, I have to come and sit at the VIP session. But on these occasions, it's TGMA 26. I have been a board member before. You should have given me a VVIP for me to sit there or even present an award. You see, there are certain occasions that you shouldn't miss. That Freddie man, Charlie, this guy has been with us. He's not around. He's got the fish, the cloud, everything that Yeah. So you see somebody presenting maybe best hand on the engineer, somebody is not related. That you presenting that one.
Yeah.
It looks clumsy and awkward. But on the whole, the program was good. I gave them 85% in terms of my whole thing.
Hey, and why are there some Koka there?
I gave them 85% based upon certain things that I saw. But the security lapse. You see, until the last person leaves, security should still be
present.
You know what happened? Immediately, that Honorable Abdul Gomashi and Teresa they allowed some people into the VIP area. No. People came from the ordinary, should I say ordinary area or
the popular
stand into the distance. They shouldn't have allowed that. No, nobody enters unless all of them have disembarked or something of that sort. I think that was a security labs there, and parking your vehicle at the
State House car park.
with your pencil heels,
Charlie.
walking all the way. With this kind of this to Charlie there, it was confusing. So with that kind of barricade, as if you're going to Warsaw.
And I actually I got to realize that delayed the whole takeoff.
You go there, you
started around 10 a.m.
10 a.m. and then
10 p.m. rather.
10 p.m. Closing at 3:30. A lot of performances.
No, it was even 3:47 or so. I was
that 4 o'clock when I got to the house. But on the whole, the sound was good.
24-hour economy.
Oh, Charlie, the sound was good. I mean, big up to the person who did the sound. The sound was perfect from where I was sitting. But if you calculate in terms of frequency response, where I was sitting was the right place for me to enjoy because
you're more like in the middle.
Yes, the middle. Where I enjoy the sound. In fact, for the sound, I can give you them 100%. Yes, the sound was very, very good with the stage monitors and then the LEDs. Everything in terms of performance on stage and then hands on stage.
I was going to ask you about the performance also.
Yeah, the performance. That's what I said. You see, I like his performance. Empress.
Okay.
Empress 2 was good. That's what the glory says.
Yeah.
Now, this is where I have some problems. The use of stems in the modern day production of music is good for live performance. But if you haven't rehearsed well
with it,
Charlie, when Daughters was playing this thing, the stem was going somewhere, another BPM, and then she was also, until I think the person was controlling it, maybe added 2 or 3, what do we call it, numbers before they were able to catch up. You should watch that field. And then the people who came to deliver Jasapon's rendition in terms of Mavis and then Francis Amon, they tried. But when Osibisa time, when they were
the trio, Adina,
they did well. But I think Adoma had a faulty start in terms of her pitch and then how she sang. But later on, Adina came to rescue her. She and Titi also came to rescue her. Apart from that, I also like Familia in terms of the choreography that he presented. Few knows, I mean, it's akin to him, few knows going off. And then
what about Stoneboy?
Oh, Charlie, hey, man. Stoneboy is my boy in terms of performance. Performance is the master. Though Kim Promise won the night, which we always in terms of the performance, Stoneboy was the topmost. In terms of the performance. Because he represented himself and he's been very consistent in terms of his performance. And I think Chinchimban also helped Familia a lot in terms of their production. Overall, Charlie, things were very good. But the guy who won the Unplugged or what is it?
The Unsung. That is Yao Darling.
Yeah, and I understand he has a very good song. I don't know why he left that one and then presented.
No, Uncle Freddie, I agree. I understood him.
Okay.
So his point is what we've been saying all the while.
Oh, okay. So
you are struggling with promotion.
Okay.
So my popularity, there's a new song I'm promoting. I'm wiring you with it. And you know it's working for him.
Oh, okay.
Now the song has picked people. So people were wondering, so now they are following.
Oh, Charlie.
His point, yes, their point is anytime you go and do your popular song, you struggle afterwards.
Oh, okay.
But when you introduce a new song, and he's a boy, I think you need to help.
Yeah,
he's very good.
He's very good.
He's extremely
And then
talented.
I'll go to our Kim Paluta. Kim Paluta listening to some of the criticism that came when they went to Takrade, by him not performing live. I mean, I was one of the guys who said no, with the kind of level that he's reached, he needs to go with live band. And I think this one he did justice to with rendering the original song in a different way, where he captured the audience in terms of how he delivered it on stage. Okay. On the whole, it wasn't bad.
What about the MC?
MC, my sister AJ was good. But Foster Romanus, Charlie, sometimes
he's actually on his way here.
Yeah, Foster. If I have a cane, I'll cane him. Sometimes, Charlie, we embellish certain things.
I didn't think they scripted for him.
Yeah, we embellish certain things. I mean, going off target, trying to bring Baumia and a whole lot of things. He's around trying to mock. A whole lot of, and it was getting late to some of them. They had to script it for him. You have held a script so that you go by the tenets of. But that Shoko was absolutely stunning. Let's talk. Then she delivers and then she goes away. maybe for the production wise, they wanted to,
Aesthetics.
aesthetics. So this one will go stand here, all of things here. But on the whole, Charlie, production is not easy. I've always said that even if we're having a party for your kid in the house, a lot of people will come and complain. My way, they will still complain that things weren't good. But now, in terms of that kind of, I think this is the 6th edition that they are holding this award scheme in that very building
at the Grand Arena.
Yeah, the first one was in 2019 where Stoneboy and then
Tawale
had that kind of thing.
That was the first one.
That was the first one. Yeah. So overall, Charlie Paya Diosai, let's give them.
I keep forgetting my friend's name. He's on Facebook. Ricky Tennyson. Exactly.
Ricky said something. Yes.
Is there something I want to ask you?
Yes.
So I want to comment. He said for the last 5 years.
Yes. There's a trend.
80% of those who perform are given awards.
It's true.
It's true.
Yes, it's true. It's true. I've also observed that one.
But you see,
I've also observed that one.
I always say that the award scheme, so I need business, I won't be.
Yes, it's true.
And it's one of the things.
When you say one year business, what kind of business?
There should be a business aspect in this thing.
Watch those who took the award serious and was campaigning and everything.
And all.
Yeah.
Look at them. Those who brought them money, those who activated voting. Of course, voting on a reason. They know what they are doing.
Typical one, Kim Paluta, when posted where on the page. So.
Yes, but
really?
And then
Uncle check it.
Yes, but you see,
but he won something.
No.
So
what business did he do?
Yeah, so he's
coming.
part of those people.
The PR team work they did.
No doubt.
They were the people who brought everything. And I've heard that people are saying that VGM were behind it. I want evidence to see that they were behind it. Because if that kind of conversations and those podcasts and things had not come in, there was no interest. What Tennyson said, it goes beyond today. It goes beyond today. Go and check. Anytime Sarkodie performs, it means Owenya Bibi. The Sarkodie performs.
He's nominated.
No, he was not even there last time. He was not there.
Yes. So that's what I'm telling you. What he said.
I said he was also not. So I commented and I said he was not being fair because he was using just last 5 years. He's 26 years old. Why don't you use about 80% of the 26 years old to make that assessment?
Be fair with him. What he has,
we have to go back.
No doubt.
No. I support him. He is speaking to what he can defend.
For the last 5 years.
And what he has data to.
Okay.
And mind you,
but data you can easily get.
I'm coming. You didn't understand where he was coming from.
Okay.
He also used Three Music as a tangent to the argument he was making.
Of course, we all know where he's coming from.
Yes, and what he said, I agree perfectly with him. That if you don't do business, you are not in it. You get me? Chairman, you're performing awenya baby.
So I can think about Daughters of Glory.
Nomination. A generation. So I don't know you're out.
Okay, so who else? B-Strap. No, did he win something? No, yeah, he won something.
Missy I'm
trying to recall all the performances.
This order, Ejuma Isu, my order.
Okay, yeah. So Titi, Adina.
They were not in the year.
Manesi Omunyumra.
Okay.
Manesi Omunyumra so Omunya. You see, Mary's works, but what you brings to the party also puts you ahead.
Are we concluding that what Ricky Tennyson said is true?
But I'm telling you emphatically that what
is the business of what you are saying.
Yes,
that's truth.
So come and perform, and then I'll give you an award.
No, that is not it.
No, that's not.
So that is what it seems like.
That most of the people who perform on that very night win award, and it's true. But he hasn't connoted any kind of some bribery or something.
No, so he mentioned the business aspect of it. That's where I was trying to ask.
The business aspect is many and varied.
Go and watch. Go years back. The same tangent to UCN will be our worst performance. Be Olusu Award. Will be our worst performance. Be an Olusu Award.
I mean, once
Obi a 1 wow crowd ni biano. Yeah, the award in or competing person or we they don't even see it.
Once they were nominated and
they came to do their work.
Yes,
for me, my first comment to what he posted was that did they fare well? Was their song or their craft impactful on the year of review? If that was the case, then it's a non-starter.
So let me give you an example. It's a boxing fight between me and Freddie. The game players are saying, if you can get the job done 60%, we'll give the fight to you. Right?
I'm listening.
And you also know that, yes, when you do what they are saying and keep your opponent where he needs to be, nobody can challenge the outcome. And that's how it is. And that one is business. That one, nobody is saying, I'm stealing for you. Thank you. Let's be real. There are people before the nomination, they are far ahead of their competitors in the nomination. So it is their performance, their engagement, and other things. There is another factor you've not checked. Go and watch. People who take their award scheme serious and project, they also always held up there. So
is it not commensurate with you hyping the show, hyping yourself, obviously making people realize that you are in contention for an award, so let me vote for you?
It is more like working with your father and showing interest in what your father is doing. The job is given to you.
Well, one of my disappointments was the lady who won the best female vocal performance.
Yeah, and Goodwill.
I don't know whether she was there, but she's missed an opportunity. You see, this award scheme, one thing that berefs this kind of award scheme is the awardees or those people who have won the award not coming on stage to have it presented to them. I mean, this is a history that we are making. So for the rest of your life, if you are not careful and you don't win the next time, you have lost that kind of picture opportunity even for you to be on that stage, for you to take that picture and tell the generations that, look, I won this one and this is what I took. I think I got a bit disappointed.
Okay, so Uncle, they've also talked about the timing. What do we do going forward? Because it looks like constantly they keep closing the award very late.
For the last 2 or 3 years, they closed around 12 something. Production, they wanted to produce. They are producing for television, and for television, there are adverts that has to come. Preparation for the stage in terms of the props. This time, the props from the very onset, a lot of dancers were there. They have to change their costume, come back. All this one takes time.
Uncle, you know all that. You are producing for TV, and you know people are also coming.
Our lifestyle, the way we get late to programs, people by 10 o'clock, people are still on the red carpet. But we said the red carpet was supposed to start at 7 and then close at 8:30. A lot of people were not there. People that they were expecting for them to be there. Some of them wanted to create scenes that will last.
A grand entry.
Yeah.
So how do we curtail this, Uncle? Because it's not going to end. There should be a something strict done.
You see, that's why those times I propose that we have the industry award and that of the main award. But this one they've combined. So once they've combined, over 35 categories. How many for them? If you want, take 5 minutes, multiply by that one, and then you see with intermittent playing of adverts and then
performances.
Joe Mettel says he wants to retire from the.
He shouldn't retire. You just
want to take a back seat.
No. 2017, you shouldn't follow the audience to say that he's retiring. Why are you retiring? You you continue making songs and making good songs as well. What people didn't know, when he was nominated as the best artist of the year, or here when he won.
Yeah, he won the gospel.
Where's my king? Romanus, where's the Roman father? Yes,
Pastor Romanus just walk into the studio, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have a chat with him concerning the TGMA, so and also the comedy aspect of what he put up. So, Uncle, you were talking before he came in.
Yeah, where was I? Where was I?
You're talking about the timing and how to make things better.
Yes. Yeah. So moving forward, once they've coupled the industry award to that of the main award, definitely we want to have at least if you can close around 2 grand, but for 4A and a whole lot of things. Charlie.
No more gram robbers.
And they should beef up the security. Some of the security there were lapses, the one that I told you.
Yeah.
Because why do you allow someone from that to enter? What kind of motive is that person having? Because we know those people who pass through that one. So in case there's going to be a reference, suffice to say that certain things happening, and then there's going to be reference. How did this guy enter here? When we are counted among the people who.
But even when we were seated, I didn't even see. You see the barricades that divides the VVIP from the VIP. I didn't even see any security people standing in the middle to even watch who is entering and who is coming out.
And a whole lot of things.
But of course, Foster was the one who was shouting at people, "Hey, Memphis!" What's the Romanus? A4. Don't say it on air. Welcome to Asaase.
Thank you for having me. I'm sorry I'm late.
I think the late
so
Foster Romanus is here.
Nah.
How are you doing?
I'm not a late comer.
Yeah. Hey, it's ambiguous. Anyway, don't.
Yeah, exactly. Let's I'm not a late comer. But I don't come on time.
You see a lot of bashing on social media.
Yeah, it was exciting. It was fine. It was nice. It was normal.
You're not bothered about what they're saying.
Oh, I mean, it's part of what we do, so it comes with its own. You learn from what you have to learn, and then you take what it comes.
So there was a question about production issues. Were you given maybe a script of what to follow or go by, or a guide sort of with respect to your performance for the night?
Oh yeah,
or just do your thing?
No, we were briefed on how the flow will be, what happens next, what goes on. Yeah, so our side was the chat corner where we just have, so basically just have a discussion. I mean, put something light in there, and then we go back to the activity of the day. Yeah.
So let's talk about why I wanted you to be here. Now the comedy bit's being added to the awards.
Yeah.
I think was it you or Uncle Fred? Somebody said that because of your musical side of you, they thought it was wise enough to have you on, where you also bring in that kind of a bit of comedy and the music. You are blending the two. But we didn't even see any of that. You were seated throughout. You changed like 3 times. At a point, you stood up and AJ was doing long talk just to while away the time, sort of.
Yeah, I think it's a production thing, and some of these things are unforeseen. So mostly when it happens like that, I feel the production guys should be the ones defending that these things happen. It doesn't. No one plans to fail, and I don't think Charterhouse will put all this effort into an award just so that it's it ends up being. I heard Honorable Koka say a failure. I don't think that is the aim. Yeah. Things do happen. So when it happens, I think there's the need for some of these things to be defended or given until you hear the explanation. I believe that adding comedy to it is one of the best things they have done or they did. It was a great move, and I think it can be sustained. It should be sustained. It brings some form of diversity to the whole
vibe.
Oh yes, or the whole program itself. Yeah. So yes, for me, I think that it's.
So we've seen Trevor Noah hosting the entire Grammys, for instance.
Yeah.
Why not rather make somebody like you be the main host, and rather than put you at the corner to have a chat somewhere?
I think that would be what's the name? An organizer, they will decide on that. I came to play a role I was given to play to the best of, and like you were saying, probably maybe there I would have gotten more time to do a lot than where I was, but then all the same I still tried to do the best that I could. Yeah.
The people that you were telling to stand there and not come, was a part of it?
I mean, so that's the thing. There are 2 parts of the program. Okay. We had a live audience and we have an audience at home.
Oh, okay.
You understand it? So as we sit there, there's an audience we are feeding, and there's an audience we are feeding at home.
At home, yes.
So production-wise, I'm not the one switching what goes on air, etc. Yeah. So when I engage with the people in the auditorium, it's for the people in the auditorium to also get the excitement.
Yeah, exactly.
So were they happy? Did they get the excitement they got? As to what goes on air and what you see at home, I am not the one responsible for that. You understand it? So these are some of the things that we should have a conversation about, because I don't think you could even hear the audience laugh at home.
Of course not.
Did you hear that? So then obviously it will make what I say a bit cringy, because you can't hear what's happening in the auditorium.
Yeah.
So when I say something and the auditorium is laughing, those at home don't hear what is going on at home. So I think these are like production things that needs to be.
Now, this question, Stonebwoy, why are you there?
I'm a Stonebwoy fan. Giving Stonebwoy's history. Stonebwoy is coming from one of my best.
There are some
Because
you kept saying the competition.
Don't know.
That was okay.
I think, sir, we've gotten to a time where, as a people, we should be tolerable.
Okay.
I won't stand on the national platform and disrespect Ewes when even my mother is an Ewe.
Okay.
Right. And what did I even say? A Chinese person came trying to speak Gan.
Yeah.
Right.
He and Manzaba, right?
Exactly.
To present their
and then
life.
as I was giving my presentation, she was right by me. So I was engaging her.
Yeah.
So I asked her, and I even made fun of how she spoke.
The Gan.
Everyone in the auditorium was laughing.
Yeah.
Then she was like, I asked her, who's your favorite artist? And she said, I love Stonebwoy.
Stonebwoy, yeah.
And everyone was even screaming. I was like, wow. I been the whole year them penning you. Is that an insult? And afterwards, I was
that
like,
was the second one?
No, that was the first. I was like, where are my Ewe people?
Okay.
And everyone in the auditorium, like, we there. They all screamed, etc.
Okay.
Then later on, we were talking about the final artist of the year.
Yeah.
We were trying to look at it. I was like, but there is also an Ewe. Like, maybe to my understanding, how I thought I was crafting the thing. I don't think I was disrespecting Airways. That what have Airways done? They've not done anything wrong. It's like, one, we are celebrating our people. We are celebrating our culture. Our Airways not our people. Are they not our? So that's what I'm saying. We have to get to the part where we are tolerable. Because when you go outside, these comedians, you mention their names. Who do they talk about? Is it a black story or it's a white story? Is it that they are picking on a white or a black? They even go to the extent of putting the president in their script. Trevor Noah is one person who is known for bashing, what's the name? The current president. Trump almost every time, mimicking him here and there. Nobody goes at Trump. Trevor for that. So how come we are able to consume that? And when you, a comedian, try to put a national figure in your
maybe the
one can hear because we are intolerable about it. You feel that why is he putting him in there? But all the things we're saying were relatable to what the context. In the context, I made a comment of if what's the name? Kim Paluta wins Artist of the Year. Another person will be very happy. Will be Baumia. Is that not? Is it not funny?
You're making political jokes.
It is funny, but then
I'll be fair to him. I didn't think any NPP person took it personal.
No, I don't.
Oh, then you should have read on Twitter.
You don't know.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't see on Twitter.
No, let me tell you why it got to that point.
Okay.
Thank you. It wasn't about you.
That kind of rough.
Let me be fair and honest to you. It was the medium carrying it. I'm coming. I'm coming. You have explained something you are not aware of, so I'm bringing your attention.
No, I'm talking about tolerance.
No.
The whole.
It is not about tolerance.
Me as a person, I'm a performer.
So
my role is to perform. Whoever carries it.
No. So let me tell you, a viewer, you were in the auditorium.
Good.
So the party has a problem with the station.
Okay.
And the personalities with the station were part of some of the people hosting who have taken personal tags at party people and some personalities. So you came ubefem. I'm coming. So
I get over. Me.
It is not denting you.
Everybody was talking about me.
It was not denting you. The same people, the everything, they brought it to attack certain people in the party then the spillover became you. It was never you. So it became more like, say
you frustrated or something.
No, it wasn't good. So, or identify I benino or cano and no, they are being diabolic about it. Then we have to defend our candidate. Then that is how it became. That even when he was being true to his own people, because every account sees your mother side. So Onua or your mubino, they are crucifying him. Just say they came for us. That is how he came. So when he was not responding, it was good. But I realized our own people in the creatives who are friends to him, were tagging him for him to see what was going on. Me sitting back and watching it. That was how I saw it. That now Obi Yeni show. Why do you want the person baby or be an because explanation of mine was correct. They didn't tell him the things he was doing for the people in auditorium, the time it was coming out and how it was coming out. If there were mics in the audience, they would have understood. You would have understood. Because me at a point, I was watching the stream, and the stream too was different from what was going live. Because the stream you could hear the audience stuff. So that was why it is. And a lot of people who were watching, who were upset with him, don't know the creative production. Say he is supposed to get the audience happy so that nobody moves from the auditorium. What you say? So it was me, the way you responded, I was happy that you were not responding, because gradually some people have now realized that it has nothing to do with you. So don't go and
no, not at all.
It was,
I'm happy for this.
That the Baumia thing came and how people responded, it was like Namoa Pemu TV station here Pemodada and Amodemu Huabewo. It is a fight not about you. It is about the medium now product.
Between and
I can tell you, I know people who are my party faithfuls who decided that because of even the host Omonko.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes. No, but you see,
what has the host got to do?
You sit on your political show, you demean or you say something without facts, and you attack a personality, and your attention is drawn, and you don't take it. In my mind, a whole free range, I'll be a joke.
Come and watch you.
Come and so that you can attack any of my people. No. That's how far.
So if you are using
political no, it is not a tolerance.
No,
we should,
bro. You see,
for
a comedian, they
to do a show.
That,
when we use political people to do entertainment show, let me tell you, our politics in Ghana is this. Our entertainment is different. If an entertainer,
political person to do an entertainment show, you mean Nashoko?
Once you sit on a political show, I am giving you a clear support. Once you do a political show, the way you carry yourself, when you are doing entertainment, we see you differently. Whether NPP or NDC, any of them is in opposition. Once you sit in their studio every time you speak their issues, negatively. So anything entertainment, he sees you are coming to attack him. What we need to do is move away from those. America, why don't America bring the CNN top people to come and do their shows for them? It is everywhere. Why don't they bring the political haters who are exciting to come and do their entertainment shows? Because it is a thin line. Once you bring somebody, Democrats in Bethel will say, "Oh, you are coming for me." So we need to grow. That's why I was telling you that we need to now. He's a hype man, but they need to prepare him and tell him, "Oh, you can do this song. You can do this song. This is the performance for you. So come and rehearse. Prepare this. Oh, these are the jokes you can do. These are jokes you cannot do." They need to help him. But when you have a convo with him, he is supposed to sustain a show. So he is sustaining a show and people are laughing. So
he even goofed at a point, and my producer was sitting next to me, and a platform that she belongs to, people were going like, "How? Why do you even say that?" When Palita was about to perform, she goes like, and the performance you've all been waiting for. Prior to that, Stoneboy has performed. Other people have performed. So why are you telling me that? So I'm more the end of the
unconsciously.
The way people went for
me, a production person. Me a production person. Oh no. Your kind at that contest, he was right. Because you know why? And I'll explain to you. When they went on the regional things, Paluta had attacks that at this era he was still miming. So he knows that guy need a live band. So he is telling you that this is the performance you've been waiting for, because what the other guy need before, and the guy came and he delivered. Those who are attacking, some of them I told them is because you don't understand music.
My thought was I've been monitoring their show. There's a particular song they use for a particular segment, and that song is that of Paluta. So the song keeps ringing. So I was thinking in that sense rather that okay, she's used to listening to the guy every day on the show.
On socials, so he saved Paluta. On socials, he saved Paluta. So when Paluta started and was live band, people go like, yay, for the first time, the guy has vindicated us. So when the glitch came, when he was doing the rap, he as a performer, Niem Sheno, Inti Asano and a cover, but Niem Sheno, hey, as a microphone, then he went through it. So, wow, uye production person, you understand and see the things. You see the things differently. Me, I told you here that I know his strengths. The production team did not help him. If they have scripted everything for him, and as a producer himself, they have told him, what do you want to do? How do you want to do it? No, this one will not work.
Spontaneous. You see, in comedy, if you want people to laugh, you can use the environment.
Engage the environment and then.
There is Trevor Noah. Go and watch one of his production. He said they told him areas he cannot go because the fate of the scheme is the people out there. So you can create your jokes, but there are certain jokes you can't bring on board. They help you, so he knows where not to go. But you brief him. Me, I'll tell you, he did his job.
Yes.
And then he was doing a job with an entertainment analyst. You get me? Who was critical about certain things. He was excited about ensuring that the people are happy.
Okay. So two contrasting characters.
Those are the things I look at. That Nipa na wode neighbor say menene nyeshu. He will look at the issues from heart. Me, I'm looking at the things that will make me trend and get my aesthetics. So obeko gentle and family who I will say it as it is. Those things, as creative people, we always have to have in mind. You get me? He's going to do a comedy show. Then he brings a musician to be a host. No, I told you no yes or comedy. The comedian sitting there will be upset.
You have to.
You get me? We always try to. We think, oh, Nipa where your TV is no here, Juma no you, so he can fit. No, ask yourself, audience in Urban, how do they appreciate the person you are pushing onto them? Watch the times we have Nathaniel Attodems and things. There are certain MCs we've brought on, and you see that even when they goof, we are scared to talk about because they are big enough to carry into. When I criticize it, Doreen and I say, Kwame Sefa can on about scheme that. Can you do it? No, can you do it? Then how they go criticizing? You can't. But when we want to grow people, we should grow people by scripting and preparing and protecting their image. This internet, obi betumi could check video kitu be give you a narration to it. If the person don't have that emotions to deal with it, what say obi?
I've got a party where they're fan of now.
No, but meaning presenters never what is going on in social media? I don't know. I know because at no insult who say a comedy say
occupational hazard.
Yeah, say what could be biama and a old man
me na me dem ho aba.
You brought yourself.
Obi wo ha obi be friend one who social media ya no but did you read this person's message? No, no, so you why that is where your BP and things happen.
So Foster, how are you taking all this?
Oh, for me, like I said earlier, it's part of the I might say football a man should go on a day. I mean, definitely you have people who will not like what you did. Some will also love it. So you look ahead, and then it's just the best that's yet to come. Because then you'll be honest, why Obi feel say one yard, Obi so feel say Charlie, you were there. The time there was fun for us. Yeah, we're having our fun. And like I said, I always tell people that joke be where they joke FOB.
Yes.
So when you are laughing at someone. It could be my pain, it could be your pain. So when you are on that side of the fence, so I feel say normal until you come to the part where the joke is on you. And it's about time my comedians are that open to explore. We shouldn't create virgin territories because we consume other people. They don't have territories. They create humor out of everything. Whether it's bashing you or not, it is the fact, it is what it is. But it is meant to create humor. So I think we should understand that and be tolerable. That's the word. Once the tolerance bit is understood, people understand that it's just for, because it means like I'm disrespecting Dr. Bao.
We live in a country where people's egos are triggered when you mention their tribe or something.
That's why I'm saying that we should be.
When would that come? When would that time come? That people
gradually.
And Ashantis have suffered the most.
Most of the time, because the fact is,
normal. Man. No. Maybe
Asante for R and L.
So we started laughing at ourselves. Or Kasawaka said. It was intentional thing our father. Freddie will tell you. It is intentional thing our fathers. Uncle Bo will tell you.
But I noticed something.
Please come forward before me.
Yeah, I've noticed something for exactly a week today. Certain happenings.
Okay.
And on social media, how it was reported, Charlie, sometimes a lot of people have gone to prison for wrong reasons. Things that they never did cry. Because I witnessed something which was exaggerated most on the social media. So sometimes the consumption that we have there, we nail a lot of people without going for the full table. Because in every story we have the beginning, the middle, and the end. Sometimes you go to them, we've all made that kind of mistake before. I'm very, very careful. This time when I'm commenting on a video or a particular story,
I'll use myself as an example. When we went for the demonstration. So they are defined.
You see, all the altercation that we had with the police.
I didn't have any altercation.
No. Let me say, we saw that. We started somewhere.
Yes,
but they didn't show that way. They showed where.
So let me tell you, when you're going on demonstration, there are defined places.
Yeah.
Those who are leading the demonstration are the motorcades. You can't cross the motorcades. When you cross the motorcades, you are out of boundary. Then the motorcades were like 100 meters away from us. Then now the police service men are in front of us. And they are blocking our banners and things. They are not giving us space. So I walk to the commander managing the thing. He said, once you have not crossed the motorcade, you have liberty to be there. So I went and I was interviewing. We are having conversations. Then the police officer can go and free me. You
see?
Now so I said, let's have it. Nam soon to me, Yami, or so bet him. Nam so watch it. Mean send you on Panshami. Me, I'm a person, Chimikanami Yididi. Then, when I went further and I met my friend, his father is a brother to the president. And me and Oka offer me. So munyambre. Nam si you yambre. And I want a memoir bre. Nam si na baini woody de. Na bain the wasun woody de. Na baini woody de. Says you was in a papa paki can.
Oh no, Tanaka.
Yes, yes, because I always say that I'm a creative person. I'm a content creator. And me, I went there to create a narrative. I knew what I wanted to do. Whatever I did had something I have planned. So what don't me? I will use the moment. But me break it rubia. Me baby no frame no stream you. And I'm the placard and business and not buying me noticing who did that. Wa mreda or wa bem who did that. And
so the narrative was different from what they captured.
Sammy Jenfia me. Come first, can what guy ni came in the video? No, but a guy no better than Sammy Jenfi because he can't even good ni came. I got that the enemy. Me man, jam one for me fire, you know. Me de koto no so to me fa. And I'm a fire. Me we na me a video no. What you say? So he didn't have any issue with me. Me catch them say na ban near no did na ban aba. No, did.
So imagine that a comedian creates a joke around Sammy Jeffries. Is he anti-NDC?
That's of course you'll be tagged as
you get the point. So then the whole tolerance thing is not there, and these are some of the things we as comedians we are looking for, trying to talk about things you can relate to. It stems from religion to tribal to culture to politics. We are supposed to talk about everything as long as we are not defaming or demeaning the person. But then when you try to take on a certain subject or you take on a certain industry, it becomes.
Is that the reason why you are limited in your scripting or your outwards?
So it's creating that. So it means that once you're trying to say something like, hey, who they won't throw? Hey, two boy, they're like, hey, Miss Rowe, they say,
and yes, we have not. We have not created a buffer system for creatives. There should be a buffer system for creatives. You see how when a politician says something, even the opponent can come in. You saw how other people from other parties were defending Sammy Jemfi. That is the buffer system. In our creative, we don't protect them. Enti eba wo so a wo down for na se ka or share the one ono go na send link to number ense so obi ahu. You get it.
So na e be or try
no, but it is joining politics. I remember na nkrofo bi person ye bibi. I met big people who catch them so wade wo nko bi unye bi. No, yesuma me koya ade foforo. It was later that I realized that baby I no. It is not a zone that was good for me. It was my own protection. And no mu yimi efri mu. By your honey ni buffer system. Ye feel say wo na ebe jojo no e content for entertainment. But how do you use the one who is the forefront of entertainment as content? That is where we lose it. We need to protect them because ebedu baby no. So obeye the comic of the industry now, you won't have any content to do because Obahoa, you don't put premium on him again. You get me? So we need to have a buffer system. We need to protect them. Industry, they say creating crowd guys, no, I did a joke. Leave it there. Oko social media now attack here. Those buffer people comes in to say it was a joke.
Because for me and my style.
But they are on their own.
I will touch on things you think are there.
Now they are hating. Now the family you're worried. Now go for a friend. Then
I think so.
Your wife okay?
She's fine.
She understands. Obi did a joke on my brother Napo. Solid about 10, 11 minutes. Just it was hitting. I was there. My brother also came out and said, "Oh, then you would like to share."
Exactly. Joking. It was so nice and so fun. You get
but again, if you are somebody who is so close to the point, you see the kind of things that was happening now, it will hurt you because in terms. He has come from an election that he has lost. You want to bruise his ego by saying
and especially
relatability.
But I know that make a say that is also when you have aligned. When we see you to be with the other side, say who you be a when you are using the past, set the image no dwelling on. So who you see nipa na onim so kan and to spill over no is us. But when you are not part of him and your joke is more of like mocking him. There is a joke and there is mocking. No. His own was mocking him.
Koka, let me explain something. Okay. When a comedian is creating a joke, the first thing is relatability. So it's about how the people will relate. So if a comedian is creating a joke about politics, the most likely relatability is the current government or what actually has gone in the trends that Obia is aware of. So that becomes like a second thing. Or sometimes inspiration comes from that story or what has happened. This issue about Napo was something that even everyone was laughing about when he tried introducing the contestant he mentioned. Everyone was, even in the political landscape. So if even there they are laughing, what stops the comedian from lightening it up? And yes, of course, as a comedian, you're a storyteller. You try to create a story out. He can't just come and say, Napo was trying to introduce the guy. He has to create something. So then that's where research comes in. Now your research brings other popular headlines about the same person that can fit in the context. So as long as the joke is fitting in the context, and as I am saying, once the joke is on you, it feels like it's a mockery. That is why it is a joke.
I agree.
And, someone will say, "Why are you picking on?"
I agree.
Handicapped people or this, that, because that's the context of the joke.
I agree.
So not to defame or, like you're saying, at that moment, the elections was on the 7th. His show was on the 21st.
Yeah.
Which comedian won't talk about post-elections when it has happened and it is like the current thing going on?
I agree.
You get the
I
whole
agree
point.
with you.
So it's not in to defame or to demean or
No.
you get me.
When you have not aligned with anybody, even that one.
In terms of aligning, how would you define or explain aligning?
So as
It
in,
is the things
when
you have
this
done.
party is in power, you are a bit lenient on them. You don't
get
say
me?
things. You don't use
There was a time Lexi the comic created a
Me,
joke
baby,
about the fact that
I will tell you, sir, from my party, we know this person to be for this person.
no, but probably
Based upon-
that is based on your own.
You
have created that
to explain something
position
to
for
you.
the person.
Uncle Bo will tell you that so we've done a play. You want to make a comic. He will tell you, send na humor no what society na emu. Don't embellish it or don't try to pin it on somebody. Like when the catering budget for the Olympics came, how it came. Say it as it is. Don't make it seem so you are doing a play. No, I can say remember Osika Chen Ghana win.
Ghana the market trust.
Okay.
Yes.
Our society, and I'm going to be very careful and say this. Our society enjoys humor when it's at somebody. But you should know that our tribal lines define humor how they want it. You get me?
Yeah.
Our tribal lines define humor. Unfortunately, the small ones are the ones who trigger more than the bigger tribes. The small ones know, or when they take you offense, change the bigger ones. And the bigger ones also have better say, no, I see the eye Jimmy for a long while. More and yeah, pet will take you offense. But you see, so I understand where he's coming from. But I also believe, as a comedian, your political divide, because of your work, you should hide it. Once you,
which I'm sure by now,
always hidden. But probably because you think, all the jokes will say will be about Bahama.
Yes, but
it's likely, unless once in a while maybe an opposition story be about a year worth writing about. And like you're saying, in comedy, like you're saying, the Uncle Ebo will say, define it as it is, probably on stage. But when you're writing stand-up, you expand.
It's different.
There is a what-if clause. So you trying to, rope in all other elements or trying to juxtapose, trying to create characters, etc. around it. So definitely,
you can use facts.
Yes, facts no. It still comes till the end where the fact remains that the person did this. But you know the back a be story just to make the story look exactly and adding no, but that's the script.
Nina, the wako school no who say, hey, may idea no, but the other and I say one of the things we need to do in our creative space is to let the elite understand that when you say you are doing comedy, because embellishment and add-ons are permissible. So what you say?
We have to let the people know. By your
people because somebody that as children those days that there was this DC or in Kwame Nkrumah's era, that you went to give them say, assuming therefore supposing that there's going to be an examination test. The first one question is composed by force. Every mistake will be cross-cancelled. Let them begin the examination and comments.
So I've got some 2 quick messages I need to read before I forget. This one from K says, good afternoon, Don Diego de Azambuja. It's a long time coming. It's here. AC is one hell of an amazing talent, no size. So that was a conversation with AC earlier. And this one says, hello, Asaase Entertainment. Well, it's called Asaase, by the way. Foster Romanus was totally off last weekend. And sad part was that he couldn't read the room. His audience weren't responsive to his jokes, and his co-host's body language showed she wasn't comfortable with it. Of course, that I can realize. That I totally agree. The last part. Some of the comments, when you make them, you look at her body language, it goes like.
So let me. So what I do is that I try to put some of the jokes across.
Okay.
Right. I remember when came. You were talking about the fact that you're relating AC and AI. I did that.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, oh, AC is now AC because he owns shares now in AI, and so he's changed his name from AI to AC.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
I try to make my stuff quite intellectual so that you. No, hold on. I'm trying to react to the message now, man. So what is going out there?
TV person.
Say what you say. To him, that is what is going on. I don't fault him for that. Okay. So auditorium would have been a different feeling if auditorium had no more. So he has his right to share his comment, but he can't use AJ's reaction because my conversation is not to AJ, it's to the people in the auditorium. Okay. So AJ also has to maintain her position as a host or something. So you can't also use AJ's reaction because AJ couldn't have laughed. You understand?
But there should be that kind of synergy between the two of
Maybe
you.
we didn't have that one.
Okay.
You can talk about it.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean
look
that
at the distance between them.
Oh, then what's that? It was production nearby because it was just a table like that.
I make say TV. Or money feel say AJ baby fufu no baby fufu.
No. They were seated together. I saw them.
We're just like
at
that.
times
on TV.
Pick short.
Oh, okay.
You get me? So and then ebi wo ha wo coming no ma for no reaction.
Oh, okay.
So
that's why audience not too on own audience reaction. So everything is based on what they say. I was like, I used to dance in slow motion to the extent that I grew old and my motion became slow.
Yeah, you said that. I remember
exactly. So then the people in there like, oh, bad this that.
Yeah.
So vibe here. But the aircon.
I don't know if Diego if I should.
Oh, sure.
You see, the whole thing is when you're watching football, sitting at home, you have a perspective of it. On the field, maybe you might be home and you see that. Just an example, Haaland is not scoring a goal, so you are peeved. But the coach has given him an assignment to play on field. Probably he's the first line of defense, doing what he's supposed to do. But because he has not scored the goal you want, you might say no, he's not doing the work. Foster was given a role to play. I think he was directed at it, and he knows what he's about. What he knows is why they called him. He knows what he's supposed to do. That is why he was pushed to do that job. VGMA stage is not the joke stage. If he's not worth it, he will not go there. He did what he's supposed to do. Yes, we are human. There are hitches, there are flaws, and all of that. But summary, he did well. He did good. If he didn't do what he was supposed to do, I think the people that organize the event will come out and say no, maybe next time or something like that. But
he gave them talkability.
Apart from that,
he gave them talkability. He gave them sustenance on after effects and things.
It's good.
So other performances that the people went for days rehearsals they didn't get. So
that is it.
And Amika said you need to look at it from the point that there are three things we need to get it right. That how we blend people who want to do the show. He's part of the show, so he understands the show.
Yeah.
When you give somebody who reports on the show, who is not part of the show, their blend will be different. He knows how he wants his shows to have an impact. So he now understands that the people there, at any point there is nothing happening, I'm supposed to talk. I need to engage the person from sorry, to be outside. What you see. But AJ as a presenter, they say, deliver what he has been delivered. But he needs to engage with the audience. We need to start using people who understand exactly what they need to do and how the effects are. By now, me, lines are our mom, VGM in a year.
So that was on the 10th.
Yeah. A week.
It's only a week today, right?
Yeah, but he's still giving them conversation
on Sunday.
Yes, he's still giving them conversations on the platform. Adia Bakwan, your event organizers also don't do well. I say you're on your own. And that is where I have a problem with. You get me?
Yeah.
How do you get into massage the conversation? You can even get your own social media to gradually shape the narrative by giving them certain information gradually to ease the personal attacks and things on him. And all these things should be part of our
I
production.
think if the next day he dropped a post.
Yeah,
Yes, something related to that. Yeah.
Yes, but Ovie, you know, only Paco Koya the mom. They said they make PR for no. They gave you good job to do after awards, no cry. You've not recognized them, but they are the reason ticket prices and other interests became what, because this year they're not a flat cry. What you say? So me, I'll tell you, yeah, you sold yourself. Oh. Those who understand and those who know, you get more business out of it. But they should know that he is not a casualty. Those who are related to him and other things are the casualty, and they might not have the emotional
intelligence
yes,
to deal with it.
Yeah.
So that will be EI.
Boss. All right. So I'm happy. So you know about the Ghana Comedy
Oh
Award?
yeah. I mean,
So have you been nominated in any category?
every year.
This year, I mean.
I knew you would say that.
So this year, how many
I
nominations?
think about
did
6 or so. Yes, 6 or 5. Yeah.
This event,
So fine.
your event,
Event, most popular
MC,
stage, MC comedian, overall comedian. Yeah.
I'm excited about
So,
it. So the MCs mentioned those who are in the category.
Okay, so Foster is in the
So there are comedians who are MCs.
There are comedians who are MCs, and
Yeah.
there are people that are MCs, not professionally comedians, but create humor during their performance.
You are those people who go for the marriage ceremonies.
we
Okobioko,
throw
for
it out in
instance, I know
general.
he's
Yes.
been emceeing a couple of times.
Okobioko is there. Dan Kwekuyeboa is there.
Shigela Bobo.
Shegla
guy.
Bobo is
That's
there.
the one.
So do you have
Big jokes.
Kabute my MC there?
No, Kabute. You see, the whole point is before you get to be seen, yes, you do a good job and everything, but people have to file for you or you file yourself.
You have to file.
The filing is the thing.
Okay.
And I think
Filing.
your
And it's
presence,
very
your
critical.
today, you have to make your presence felt in the,
In the space.
in the space. Charlie, you've kept mood. Be audacious. I mean, it's like the TGMA
Yeah.
when they
Yeah.
came. Charlie, sometimes
How many of the entertainment
they
platforms?
throw
are you
certain
part
things
of?
out there for people to talk
for
about
punditry,
them.
when I'm called, I come in.
No.
For instance, for
In this industry, there is nothing like naming ceremony.
you go,
you
go.
So
The social
when we started theater, Freddie Man will tell you, I intentionally left music and everything and decided to be seen as a theater person who is promoting theater. And before I start any presentation, I tell you when our new play is coming on, whatever is coming on and everything. You need to be direct and sincere and precise about it.
Yeah.
If you don't do it, you will
conversation
struggle.
is limited.
And,
Yeah.
and various entertainment platforms, you need to be on to be given information and to be taking informations from them.
Yeah.
When you stay isolation, trust me, it will be difficult.
I want to use the social media alone.
Oh no! I think
You-
we've started.
you have
we've
to
started
be
the whole-
on.
We've
But
started.
you
the-
have to have coming. I
You
mean,
have
yeah.
to have partnerships with the top 6 media houses on their entertainment shows and other things. They are pundits who are on the pundit platforms. Give them all the data and things and everything. And trust me, because VGMA,
Now, how well do you relate to the guys that you are having?
Oh,
there?
as for them,
first
yeah,
guys.
we beat them.
Yeah, you have
crap.
to do that. I give an example of where
Okay.
CGM they had problems
Yes.
in 2004
Yeah.
concerning the award. People were telling them that Charlie award, I want award, until they had a session at the British Council where I attended and said, look, you can't we have an award scheme where the stakeholders are not involved.
Yeah.
You don't have sound engineers in, you don't have music producers, it's some few industry people and some radio presenters.
Oh,
Get
for them, yeah.
Get us involved,
Okay.
and the rest is history.
Sure.
So from 2004 up to now, though they've been having one or two issues,
Challenges,
it's
but
still they still penetrate through the market because of the PR
Yeah.
that they establish.
Event organizers.
Okay,
Even when you
you're
give
almost
them,
done, eh?
give them
Yeah, my
jobs.
time is up.
Yeah.
My time is up. So I'm gonna give you last words. I'll end up with you so that you tell your people. Koka, why are you going?
He's preparing the fire.
It's like we're dropping bomb here, Johnny.
All right. So you can tell us, give us a wrap of what you intend to do.
All right,
next week and
so
all that, yes.
all I'll say is about the Ghana Comedy Awards, which is next week.
Okay.
Saturday at La Palm Royal Beach. Yes, La Palm Royal Beach, 7 p.m. prompt. All the comedians that you love will be there too. And if you love them, support them. Trust me.
They promise they'll finish on time.
Oh yes. We do our best to work with time. So yes, we entreat everybody to come and support the best comedians that we have in our country. They are the people that make us laugh. If we don't support them, who again? And they should also take a conscious effort to also support the project. We are not doing it for the fun that we want to just do something anyhow. No, we are taking steps to do something very, very professional.
Okay.
Even in our absence, this thing must hold.
Yeah.
So if we all as a
Benchmark.
people, we don't support it, then there's no use in doing it. So let's all come together and then throw our weight behind it.
Okay. Koka, in a wrap, everything else that we've discussed so far.
Mine is outside what we did, but it's about creative.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for Jifa Gomashi. It's 5 months in office. At least a presidential staffer on Black Star Experience has given us a roadmap. What is happening? Traveling and declaring global theater and everything, ensure national theater. The work is here. We need to get things done here.
Okay.
Yes. Right. And then the internal fighting should stop for work to start. GTA, they are doing well. Rexoma has started. Yes, I need to understand Black Star Experience. How?
What about Professor Kobe Himensa?
Who?
Professor Kobe Himensa, GTDC.
Let's talk about people who are serious.
Okay, sorry. Are you done?
Yes. Let's talk about people serious.
Okay, all right.
Rexoma, we need to understand. In their manifesto, they said it will start from the district level to the top.
Okay.
Let's see what I've heard. He said they are going to do something in Tamale. So June. What will June stand for? Because he said every month
yeah.
will have something.
The 360 thing.
On share and tentema. Not budget no for microphone because it's about 24-hour economy. And it's like it's becoming 24 hours of no work done.
Uncle Fred.
My condolence to the family of Daddy
Kedi.
People should also watch out between now and June 20th. That's where the heaviest rainfall occurs in Accra with flooding. People should be very careful. And then TGMA, kudos to the production team. Well, Fredima Studios is open 0201 682423 Pokwati Interchange.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My number
0201 682423. If you need musical instruments for your program too, I can provide for you.
Okay.
All right.
Pastor, you have the last words.
Thank you for that opportunity. Because so I'll just thank Charterhouse for the opportunity, and also thank Asaase for the opportunity to clear the air. I would love to also say big shouts to my fellow comedians. I pray this becomes a thing to stay, so that most comedians can get the opportunity to be part of it, the experience. And also say that let's learn to be tolerable. I mean, when you have me on your show, the academic.
We know you. We know you.
But and you're intentional. It's just for humor. So let's tolerate one another. Let's understand. And also next week, let's show up at the La Palm Royal.
Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.